Global markets are navigating a wave of uncertainty with tech layoffs, political crosscurrents, and shifting airline economics shaping investor mood. As leadership flexes power and industries pivot, it's clear that sentiment is being driven by more than just data. It's about dominance, demand, and demographic destiny. My name is Eniola Lunge, and here's today's Zoom Out for July 24, where I help you see the bigger picture. In a stark move to restructure its strategy, Intel announced layoffs impacting thousands and cancelled several capital-intensive projects. This comes as NVIDIA continues to dominate AI hardware, while Taiwan's TSMC tightens its grip on global semiconductor manufacturing. Intel's stock dipped slightly on the news while rivals gained. Analysts say this could improve Intel's margins in the short term, but the long game remains uncertain. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? This is more than just about job cuts. Intel is betting that linear operations can sharpen its edge in the battle for AI dominance. The future of global tech leadership may hinge on how fast legacy giants like Intel can reinvent themselves. US President Trump's visit to the Federal Reserve has intensified concerns about the central bank's independence. At the same time, he threw public support behind Elon Musk and his companies, calling for them to thrive despite Tesla's recent earnings disappointment and a slide in its stock. The visit added to investor speculation already fueled by political noise in an election year. Tesla's stock stayed under pressure, and the Fed's credibility may face increased scrutiny going forward. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? When politics enters the Fed and presidential backing swing stock narratives, we're reminded that markets don't just react to data, they react to power plays. Central bank independence and corporate credibility are both on the line. American Airlines says it's slashing ticket prices to attract customers, and Southwest is bracing for a hit to its pre-tax profits due to macroeconomics headwinds. Both carriers are signaling that consumers are pulling back and business travel hasn't rebounded as expected. Airline stocks slid as analysts cut profit forecasts for the sector. Jet fuel prices are no longer the main pressure as the industry continues to see softer demand. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? This isn't just turbulence for airlines. It's a warning sign that discretionary spending is cooling. When travel budgets tighten, it signals a broader consumer reset that ripple through the economy. DW is reporting that by 2030, half of all new workers will come from Africa. By 2075, 1/3 of the global population will live on the continent. Now, while youth can be a great engine for growth, challenges like infrastructure gaps, education, and capital access still loom large. However, investors and multinationals are continuing to eye Africa for its long-term potential, especially with fintech, agriculture, and manufacturing. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? Africa's demographic boom could be a blessing or a bottleneck. The global economy's future hinges on whether this young, dynamic population is empowered or left behind. Australia has officially opened its beef market to US imports, a move that could reshape trade flows between the two agricultural giants. This shift follows years of negotiation and reflects a push to diversify protein supply in light of climate and geopolitical volatility. The news is positive for US beef exporters and ranchers who have been seeking new markets because of Chinese trade friction, but the move may put price pressure on domestic producers in Australia. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? This trade win shows that even in a fragmented global order, food diplomacy is forging new alliances. In a world where supply chains are under strain, protein is power. From Silicon Valley to central banks, the stakes are rising fast. Tech giants are reinventing, political power is flexing, and demands are signaling flashing caution lights. So as the market digests today's drama, the real question is whether we're witnessing the end of an era or the start of a sharper, more strategic one. When the world zooms in on the noise, I zoom out so you can see the bigger picture. Which of the stories have you been following? Drop your take in the comments and please subscribe.